Gormok is a very jealous and envious character. He is, he wants to kill you, and he wants to kill all gods, but at the same time, he wants to be one. It's very obvious. He is trying to collect followers, and the way it works in this world is the more followers you have, the more people who believe in you, and the more people who believe in your power and that worship you in one way or another, give you the ability to become a god and like ascend to godhood. So he's basically collecting acolytes, collecting cultists, collecting people who will follow him, and basically turning himself into a god, or trying to. So you're trying to stop that from happening before he wipes out the rest of the gods and you, as you are kind of the last bloodlines of the gods left here on the planet. Only other thing to mention is last time, you guys also got a new companion. Trevor left. He said goodbye to you all. Crocus gave him a big hug and sent him on his way. But you got a new companion who you affectionately named Bob. Bob is a little robot companion that was created by Fergus's new kobold friend. So and Bob are going to follow you to the temple, to your next location, and then figure out what to do from there. Bob is a bit naive, kind of a fish out of water type little character. He doesn't understand social cues very well. And he's basically a stand-in for me as a kid. So, with that said, no, Bob is really cool. Bob's the cutest. He's also very creepy looking, but he's cool. So he's like a he's like a big, a small yellow goldish, like bronze robot with one big eye in the middle, like one cyclops eye, and a small little mouth that lights up when he speaks. He is about maybe a foot shorter than Fergus, and he can like scan things with his eyeball and give you information about them. So use Bob to your advantage. He also has a laser gun that he used, and you guys ran out of the tavern before paying for whatever damages that laser gun did. But yeah, that's what we're going to pick up today. You guys, like I said last time, we're going to start you off at arriving at the temple that you had kind of marked on your own map and walked your way towards. We're going to skip some of that travel and just pick her up. So, any questions before we go? Anything you guys want to ask or do before you arrive at said temple?
No, I'm chilling.
All right. So, you all arrive, and you see atop a ruined structure. I mean, walls crumbling, marble pillars fallen to the ground. You see some scaffolding and a ladder that leads up the side of this building. And at the top of this scaffolding and ladder is a person in a red cloak. And they are ringing a bell. Bong, bong, bong. And as they see you approach, you see a few other red-cloaked figures kind of come out from the temple. Nobody else really around. No tourists. It's kind of early in the morning right now, so you're probably the first visitors to the temple. And the person atop the pillar says, "Hello there! Have you come to see the Temple of Vivian?"
Yes, we bloody have.
Hi!
Oh.
Hello, come forward. We will take care of you and show you all the history of Vivian. We are the most knowledgeable. Shisa, you immediately get a twinge of, like, disgust.
Well, I'm Fergus. Lovely to meet you, random voice shouting across the way.
Yeah, you're looking up at him. He's at the top of the temple, like atop the ruined temple, kind of like shouting down at you. And then there's a few other red-cloaked figures that have come out of the temple on the ground level towards you. And they're kind of walking towards you and like waving you to come into the temple. Hello, it's good to meet you, Fergus. I am Lyco.
Lovely to meet you, Lyco. Can we come in?
Of course. As you approach, you kind of notice this person is looks like kind of like really slender features, like really thin nose, thin jaw. The whole body is very thin, but you can kind of see out of the back of the cloak, there's some pointed ears coming out. You're facing down an elf. You're not sure what kind of elf, but looks like a full-on elf. And they are, like I said, dressed in these golden robes, which as you're approaching now and seeing a good look at them and the people that are also running this little tourist trap that you've come across, all their red robes are like inlaid with golden seams and golden threads kind of throughout. And it's very pompous. It's very over the top. All of their robes have these symbols stitched into them of musical instruments. It is, those of you, like all three of you, would kind of realize that it's kind of disgusting. They're using Vivian as a way to funnel money out of people. And you have a feeling that you're already ready for some bullshit to come out of their mouth.
Okay.
So as they're kind of waving you in, the three others kind of approach and they go, Fergus, Fergus, Fergus. And they're kind of like saying your name and like leading you in. And one of them says, follow me, this way, this way. Also an elf. This one's a little older. He's got kind of a beard that kind of comes down. Very rare for an elf to have a beard, but it kind of comes down and twirls around his chin. Oh, come this way, come this way. So you got one person's name so far. Lyco is the one who's like the hollerer. He's the one who like draws people in, and he's up on top of the building. The other three that are around you, you don't know their names yet, but they're kind of guiding you into the temple. And the oldest one, the one with the beard who's kind of talking to you, Fergus, he kind of circles around the backside of you all and is kind of like gesturing you forward gently into the temple. And he goes, please, come. Let us show you everything you must know about Vivian. Do you know anything about Vivian? What brings you here? Come.
I guess we walk up.
All right. Do you answer his question?
I don't know if we should tell them that we know everything.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we should.
I'm
I think
also on the same
We should be
page.
pretty quiet, really.
yeah, I agree. Let's just, I guess, just go with the flow, right? We won't give anything away. We'll just nod and agree or whatever.
Oh, just tourists, we're here to visit. Just looked really
Oh,
cool.
yes. We sure do enjoy music. It's quite the beautiful art.
All right. So one of you roll me a deception check, please.
I think
whoever's
I'll
the
do
best.
that.
Who has the best deception?
Me.
Are you plus? What are you plus?
Plus 9.
Plus 9.
Oh God, yeah. Okay.
All right,
Jesus.
with a 25. Here, let me roll for them. Yeah, they don't know. So yeah.
I'm glad you're on our side, Shisa. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the smooth talker.
So the oldest one who's kind of been speaking, oh, tourists, and you're just here to learn. Well, that is perfect. You're the exact kind of people we love to see around here. We love to spread the teachings of Vivian. So, as we come in, as you enter into the temple, again, it's all ruined. There's marble columns on the floor. It looks pretty much laid barren. There's some overgrowth, like green overgrowth atop the walls. It's kind of open, so if it were to start raining, it would be coming down on top of you. There's no like very concrete roof. Like there's a lot of holes in it, and the spot that Lyco is standing on is like one of the only spots of the roof that's even still there anymore. So it's very open in here. And as you look to your left, you see a gift shop inside the temple. There's a girl, an elven woman, who is standing behind the like little desk that's in the gift shop, and she's like reading a book, not paying attention, and she looks like your classic like fair worker, blowing bubble gum as they hand darts to the people who are throwing them at the balloons kind of thing. She's like one of those teenager type, beats. She's kind of leaning on her hand and reading her book and doesn't even look up at you as you come in. In the gift shop, you see shirts that say like, I love Vivian, or I visited Vivian's temple and all I got was this stupid shirt, and it's all like stitched on there. And you see some like fake looking instruments, like plastic instruments, basically. They're not plastic, but they're made of, like shoddy materials. And as he sees your eyes dart over to the gift shop, he goes, No. This way. Come this way. The gift shop we can go to last. I know you're probably dying to buy goods, but let's come this way. Let me teach you some things first. You have anything you want to say? I don't want to keep talking and like stop you from being able to talk. So
I'm gonna say, wow, I really wish I had the money to buy all these items. I'm gonna have to choose wisely.
he stops for a moment as you say that. He's facing away from you three. He just stops. He kind of turns his head backwards and he goes, like, you can see it on his face just for a moment that he's like disgusted that you don't have any money. But before he even like, before you can really tell if it was really there, he gives a big grin and he goes, money? Who cares about money? We don't need any money from you. We're happy to just, show you around. Of course, if you want to make a charitable donation, there are charitable pots that you can drop your gold in at many locations around the temple, of course, but not necessary, of course, if you don't want to. Okay?
Okay.
Cool.
Perfect. Lyko, keep an eye out for new tours. We can always circle around and grab more people for this one, but I'm going to take these three on their tour. Do you two want to come along? And he points back to and the little robot Bob, and is kind of standing there, and he goes, well, Fergus, I think I'm just going to wait out here. Do you want to take Bob with you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take Bob with me. What? Unless, do you want to make more modifications to him while we're inside? Maybe you can have 6 hours. I don't know how long we'll be, but maybe you can have like a few hours to tinker with him if you want to carry on tinkering.
I don't really trust these people. He says out loud in front of all of them. I don't really trust these people. So why don't you take Bob and I'll just keep an eye out here.
Okay, no worries.
All right. Bob, be good. And he pats Bob on the head and he says, I will be good. And he like waddles towards you all, clip-clopping. The elven man who's been kind of guiding you with the little beard tassel, he goes, oh, is that a sentient piece of metal? What is that? Kind of pipes up and he goes, it's a robot, numbnuts. And the guy goes, I've never heard of a robot before, but there's no need for profanity. That's not profanity. I just called you numbnuts. And they kind of like have a moment where they just stare at each other and he goes, okay, anyway, let me lead you on to the tour. Glad he's staying back. And he kind of like turns around with like an abrupt kind of shoulder shake. Bob following behind. Bob actually walks up next to you, Fergus, and grabs your hand.
Okay. I don't react. I just hold his hand back, I guess.
Okay. He just grabs your pinky finger.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay. As you're walking through here, you kind of see a few different sites. So if you want to make any notes or ask any questions about these, you just let me know, because it's a tour. So you can ask about anything you want, and the tour guide will give you, whatever information he's got. So as you're walking along the first wall of the temple. We'll say it's the far wall when you come in. And there are painted murals along the wall here. They look, some look refurbished, like they've been there for a long time, and some look like they were never there in the first place and somebody put them there for the tour. You know what I mean? Like some look real and some look like they were added on there. So as you're walking, what you see is a painting of a beautiful elven woman. This is Vivian. Vivian has long, flowing blonde hair, like bleach blonde hair, just kind of tall and slender, green dress, golden trim on it. And then she is playing a harp. And as she does, you see animals, like beautiful creatures like birds and tigers and these kinds of creatures like following her. And you can see the music is kind of like flowing over the top of these animals, like she's almost charming them to come with her. And then behind those animals are a group of people who are following her. Check. Okay.
You're back.
All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to restart my Go XLR. All right, let me fix my cameras here. So sorry. Uh-huh. I think I might have just bumped it. All right. I think we're good. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. Big sorry. Okay, what was the last thing you guys heard?
Oh, I can't remember.
You were
So
talking
jarring.
about the mural on the wall.
Okay. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
mural is essentially a depiction of Vivian walking with her harp. Her description is that she looks like a tall, slender elven woman. She has like bleach white hair. Her harp is like this beautiful golden harp. It's not huge. It's just small enough for her to hold in one hand if she wanted to. And there's like lines of music kind of flowing backwards from her on this mural towards a big group of animals. Think like Noah's Ark. It's got like every animal kind of some of a kind following her. And then behind that group of animals is then a group of humans. And those humans are dressed in the same red cloaks that you're looking at from the tour guide, like those kind of cloaks. And it looks like that part of the mural where the humans are walking with the red cloaks, that part looks like it's been added on. The rest of it looked like it was originally painted in the temple, you know, the hundreds of years ago that it was made. But this part looks like it was recently added, and it does not look as nice as the rest of the mural. And the tour guide says, yes, so Vivian is a powerful goddess. The power of her music, the power of her voice. She is not only a storyteller, but a musician, and she can charm any creature on the planet. People follow her. We were the originals, the first acolytes of Vivian. And he kind of points back to the part of the mural that looks like it's been added. You get the idea that most people come here are pretty stupid, so it probably works on most people. You say anything?
Wow, fascinating.
That was really cool, man.
Yes, of course. They call us the Music Men. And he kind of bows, and the rest of them all bow at the same time. And then
Clap. I'm clapping.
Fergus, you feel a small tug on your hand as Bob points over to the mural, and you can see his big eyeball is trained on the mural. And you guys have seen this before. It's subtle for most people, but for you guys, you can see the little laser beam coming out of his eye, and he's scanning it. And he tugs on it, and he goes, Fergus, this mural is fake. Very loudly. And the tour guide goes, excuse me.
I'm going to say, oh, sorry, I think our bot is defective. Bob, do not speak any longer.
Are you sure? The mural does
Yes.
not look real.
Bob, stop talking.
Okay. I am sorry.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I just we rewired him the other day. He's been saying weird things.
He's just rebooting right now.
Roll me another
You know?
deception check, she's 26. All right. Yep. They're like, oh, okay. Well, I don't know much about this robot thing, but oh no, did I freeze again? Hold on. No,
I
just the cameras.
refreshed it.
Just the cameras. Okay. Is the music going? Can you hear it? Let me turn it up.
I can hear it.
All right. So with that said, he kind of nods at you, Shisa, believing you, and he says, "I don't know much about robots, but okay. Let us continue on to the next room, which is through this doorway here." And you see kind of this stone archway that he leads you through to a inner room of the temple. Inside this inner room, there are braziers, as in those like cups that with fire in them, basically, that they put along walls at old temples. So there are like 6 braziers in here, and they're all glowing with a different color flame. You've got a pink flame, a green flame, a blue flame, a purple flame, a white flame, and then like a kind of scary-looking black flame. And so as they're all kind of surrounding this area, the tour guide leads you in, and he says, "This is where Vivian's remains lie." And he kind of points over to in the middle of the room, there is kind of shrouded in shadow, a large casket. Looks like a stone casket. And it's got a mural around the outside of it of Vivian and some of the good works she's done, playing music for people. It's got like all kinds of money offerings all around it, like people have left gold on top of it and all kinds of stuff around it. And then there's some writing on the ground, and the writing on the ground that's like etched into the stone. It looks like somebody has come in here, Shisa. Someone has come in here with a pickaxe and has carved words into the floor of this ancient temple that aren't originally supposed to be here. And the words read, "Vivian is a fickle goddess. She requires monetary gain for her services and her power."
Wow.
And as he leads you in, he points towards the words on the ground and he says, "Vivian was not a perfect goddess, of course. If you've ever been to a tavern, you know musicians, they're money-hungry fiends. And, well, Vivian was no different in some ways. She required monetary value for her services and her powers. And that's where we get the tradition of musicians being, needing money for a good time. So, if you'd like to leave some money here, of course you can leave money here. We, of course, don't take any money from the altar. This is just purely for Vivian and her powers."
I just laugh.
Interesting.
Cool.
I like can't hold it back. I just let out like a
What's funny?
Oh no, sorry mate. Just had a little something in my throat.
I see. Well, as he's looking at you, Fergus, he glances down to Bob. Bob is like holding your hand, and he's like looking around the room, and you can hear a noise coming from Bob, like a whirring, like a zzz, and like there's a little smoke coming out of the top of his head, like he is trying so hard not to say something right now. He's trying so hard for you, Shisa. Trying so hard to follow your instruction. His eyes like darting back and forth, and he's like, zzz.
Poor Bob.
Oh.
"I think your robot's circuits are still having problems. Maybe we should move on to the next room."
Yes.
Maybe I
yeah,
should have
let's.
chose a different hobby than building robots, huh?
Maybe,
Yeah.
yes, maybe. We could always use more music women here. If you would like to join up. We have
My
great benefits.
voice is terrible, actually. I'm trying to learn how to play instruments so that way maybe I can become a musician one day.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, God.
22. Let me roll for him, because he could beat a 22. That is possible. Nope. He rolls a 9. We ourselves are not big musicians here. We like to follow the teachings of Vivian. The good things she did, of course, not the evil money-grubbing part of her. That part is disgusting, of course. Nobody. It's no wonder, and this is where all of your ears kind of perk up as his true colors start to show. He says, "It's no wonder that people stopped believing in Vivian, of course. Being so money-hungry and corrupt is truly sad. Anyway, on to the next room," he says as he pushes past you all. He leads you out of this room, out of the brazier room, into a room that's kind of a connecting room to the right. And you're pretty deep into the temple now. In this connecting room, you find a large painting that is on the back wall of the room, and some torches that kind of light up the area so you can see it. And this painting, it looks nice. It looks like it was painted by someone very talented, but it looks very new. And it is a painting of Vivian with the music men kind of surrounding her, and she is playing music, and they're all like dancing and worshiping her. And he says, "As I've said, the music men have been following Vivian for many years. This painting is extremely old, and it is one of our most prized possessions here. It is probably the best depiction of what Vivian was like when she was on Earth. Always having a good time and allowing her followers to enjoy in the revelry. She was quite the party queen," he says. You hear more people are approaching to the temple here as the bells are being rung, and you hear Lyco's voice kind of hollering at people to bring them into the temple. Looks like more travelers are coming through, more tourists are coming through. And your tour guide says, "How rude of me, of course. My name," as he kind of bows to you, "my name is George. Sir George." And he kind of bows. "Knighted by Vivian herself, I am well over 250 years old."
Wow, that's so old. I mean, respectfully, of course.
Yeah, he smiles. He may be that old. As for being knighted by Vivian or even knowing Vivian, unsure. If you'd like to roll an insight check, you can. Anyone who wants to roll that?
Yeah, I can roll it.
All right, we got a 14 insight from Fergus, 21 insight from Shisa.
Hold on, I want to roll too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
10 insight from Crocus. Okay. First thing you get. So Crocus and Fergus, even you can get this. Yeah, he's probably 250 or so years old. He's probably somewhere around that age. He's a very old elf. Shisa, with your 21, you get the idea that he is speaking from a place of disdain. That's what I'll tell you. Like a place of disdain. Like, for like Vivian, he has some kind of grudge against her. Like maybe even a real life one. Like he may have actually known her.
Okay.
But as he kind of bows and tells you his little story, he says, "Now, there is a lower level to the temple here, a catacombs. If you would like to travel down into the catacombs, we have some exhibits of some of the original music men, some of my brethren down there as well. Some of their remains are buried here, as well as we have our interactive picture show." Does that sound
sounds
interesting to you?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go down. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right. He walks up to the painting, and as he does, he places his hand on the painting and walks through it. He pokes his head back through. "Magical
Oh.
painting. Come.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
You guys walk through the painting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
As you walk through the painting, it is a small little landing area for you to kind of stand in, and then you can see a stairway down. So you're not quite on the stairs yet. It's just like a little spot for you to stand before you start descending the stairs. And he's standing there kind of blocking the stairs, and he says, "Now, the basement is a privileged position for tourists, so we would need a small ticket payment."
How much?
Great question. How much do you have on you?
I mean, how
Yeah.
much do you
Also
usually
a great
charge?
question, mate.
Can I conjure a gold ring really quick with my fake gold?
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. What is giving you that ability? It's an item I gave you, right?
I think it's a ring or an earring.
Yes,
earring?
yes. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, Yeah. So you have something like a fake. I think it turns something gold, doesn't it? It like turns anything you want into gold.
Yes, so I can use anything, like even like a piece of trash or
Yeah, whatever you
whatever, right?
want. Yeah. So
Um,
you're gonna want to pick something that obviously is not gonna be too, I don't know, inconspicuous.
Does anybody have like a low value piece of jewelry on them?
Oh, jewelry?
I don't have a whole lot.
Oh, I don't know what's a believable gold thing.
I
Like a
have like
golden nugget? I
I
don't
have
know.
like marbles. Like maybe you could make like little gold like marbles.
Mm-hmm. Those would work. I can't say for sure that he'll like them, but you can definitely turn them to gold, and they're not that conspicuous. Up to you.
Okay. Yeah, let's do a little gold marble.
Okay. So, the thing is, you're standing in front of George here, Sir George. To hand a marble over to Shisha and then have her turn it to gold would be a bit suspicious.
Right.
So, how do you want to go about that?
Maybe Shisa reaches into my bag and like grabs like a handful.
Okay, so what do you say to get Shisa to do that? Because I
I
don't think
think-
Shisa would just know to
I
reach in your
think,
bag and grab a
um,
marble.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I have something in my bag. Oh, my arm's kind of sore from the journey though. Shisa, do you think you could grab it maybe?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
course.
Crocus, roll me a deception check. You can have advantage. You can roll twice, take the higher number because you're working with Shisa here, who he
I rolled twice.
does pretty well. All right, 18. Let's see what he rolls here. Okay. He nods, and Shisa, you reach into Crocus's bag and kind of fiddle your hand around and find some marbles. You put one between your fingers and turn it into gold and pull it out. What do you say? Or what do you do with it?
I'm gonna pull it out and be like, well, I don't know if this will cover anything, but this is all I have. I think it's all of us have. We don't have any money, and we've been traveling for so long. We've spent most of it, but I have this golden nugget. Is this okay?
Roll me a deception check.
Oh, Jesus.
We're getting our money's worth of deception checks. Right now. Holy shit, these are so high. All right. Well, he rolled a 22, but that's not enough. He says, "Well, you're dressed as though you have more money than you say, but it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. This gold nugget will do." He puts his hand out for it.
Yes, I'm so sorry. As I said, we're very far from home.
Yes. He takes the gold nugget. As you begin to descend the stairs behind George, is there anything you all would like to do with his back turned? This is kind of the first time that you've had his back turned from you in a while. Anything you'd like to do, or, want to make sure you have the agency to do what you wish in this scenario. You're not forced to follow him. You're not forced to let him guide you.
I'm just gonna quickly look at Bob and then like do like a zipping my lips motion and then a thumbs up. Like, good job, keep it up.
Crocus catches on too. Just
Bob still holding Fergus's pinky, gives you a thumbs up. Yep. He seems to get it. Okay. As you're heading down into the catacombs, a kind of moldy smell hits your nose. It's that smell of death, but also a smell of like wet cloth. It kind of just fills your nose, and it's not super pleasant. And he says, Sir George says, "I'm sorry about the smell, of course. It's a catacomb. What can you expect? Apologies. Let me light some things up down here." And he takes the gold nugget that you gave him and casts light on it and holds it up as a little torch for you all, so you can see a little bit better. The stairs are wet. They're kind of slippery. In fact, Fergus, as you're holding on to Bob, he steps down on one of the steps and slips and hits his butt on the stairs and makes a clunking noise and begins kind of sliding down the stairs, but you grab him by the wrist and pull him back up to his feet. He's not super heavy, so you kind of pull him back up to his feet, and he goes, "Thank you. I am sorry. Do you hate me?"
No. We love you, Bob.
Okay. He continues to walk. As you continue behind Sir George, he leads you finally into the actual catacombs themselves. Very wet down here, almost like you're stepping in kind of puddles of water. Seems like it's not very well kept. But you see some of those, if you've ever played Skyrim or seen a catacomb before, they're basically like indents in the wall where there are like skeletons and things like that, but there's glass in front of those holes, so you can't actually touch the skeletons or anything. As you're looking at them and kind of taking a look, he points out some random names that you don't really care about. He just mentions, this is this person, was my friend at one point. This is this person, Music Man number 4, yada yada. These are where her acolytes and her followers basically come to rest. And like I said, there's glass in front of each of these bodies, so you can't really touch them, but they're all basically just skeletons. You notice that there's something a little off of some of them. Go ahead and roll me some perception checks.
Perception.
Yoink.
Bruh, Shisa's got all the roll RNG today.
Not
a
on this
lucky girl.
one. Got a 9 on this one. Okay. So with an 11, a 9, and a 13. As you're looking across these skeletons, they just look a little off. That's all. They don't look super normal for bones. The bones look like they may be, they almost look painted, like painted with actual like white paint. It's kind of weird. But he doesn't mention anything about that. And he kind of leads you, and he says, "This way to the interactive picture show. This way to the interactive picture show." And he kind of leads you through the catacombs and into a small chamber. It's like a small square chamber. And at the back of it, there's a person who is dressed in the same red robes that he is. And he's kind of like slumped over and sitting in a chair. And he's kind of dozing as you come in. He wakes up and he shakes his head. "Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. Here for the picture show, are you?" And he kind of wipes himself off and takes a stand. "You must be the first guests." And Sir George says, "Yes, they are the first guests. Glad you're awake." And the guy kind of like scratches his neck a little bit nervously, and he goes, "Sorry, Sir George. Didn't mean to offend. I just had a long night last night. But I, and he kind of points to himself, I am Carrie. Carrie, I have a special power given to me by Vivian." And he kind of like puts his hands up like this and he smiles. He kind of puts his hand together and he says, "The power I've been given is the power to show you the past, the present, and the future of Vivian's power." And he kind of twiddles his fingers a little bit. And as he does, you do see him casting a spell. He kind of like gutturally says some magic things under his breath. And as he twiddles his fingers, on the wall, you see this kind of lit up mural that he creates. It's kind of like a little illusion that he makes to show you. And he says, "This is all of you." And as you can see, it's a fairly crude depiction of all of you. It even has little Bob in there. It's basically like if someone had drawn you at like a carnival. So it's kind of like a caricature drawing of all of you. Fergus, you are extremely short. Like you come up to like Crocus's knee in the picture. And you've basically been flattened like a hamburger. Bob is just one big eyeball with legs. Shisa, you have a kind of like curvy build to you, like your whole body is like the wave of like an S, and then Crocus, you're just like towering gigantic over everybody else, just like a big giant. And he says, "This is all of you, and this is," and he kind of twiddles his fingers again, and behind you, he makes like a depiction of Vivian kind of like waving her hands over the back of you. "This is Vivian's blessing for paying for a ticket to come down here. Yes, she gives you a blessing. Isn't that right, Vivian?" And then you kind of see, roll me a perception check, everybody, as he kind of twiddles his fingers again. Roll your perception check. Okay. So, Fergus, you're kind of enamored with the weirdness of this guy. Carrie seems kind of interesting. He definitely has some magical powers of some kind. But Shisa and Crocus, both of you kind of notice that he's like behind his robe. He's twiddling his fingers in a way that he's trying to kind of make it so that you can't see. You hear a voice from behind you, and it says, "Thank you for coming to my temple." And it's supposed to be Vivian. And he goes, "Oh, there she is now. There she is now. Oh, she's so happy that you're all here." He continues twiddling his fingers. Anything you guys would like to do before he shows you the next thing?
Hi,
I'm just gonna
Vivian!
act surprised. Yeah, I don't.
He smiles, and then as he continues twiddling his fingers, you see his eyes like darting back towards the doorway. Like his eyes start kind of like darting past you all towards the doorway that you guys came in, and he continues twiddling his fingers. You hear like kind of a shakiness to his voice. He says, "And this is a depiction of Vivian playing one of her famous songs," and it shows a caricature image of Vivian with her little harp, and you hear a voice from behind you. Again, Vivian's kind of voice echoing throughout the chamber. The voice goes, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are." And as he's like twiddling his fingers, his eyes continue to dart back towards the door. And yeah, what do you guys do? You're hearing the whole Twinkle Twinkle Little Song star.
Just trying my best not to cringe.
Yes, it's very cringe. Anything in particular you'd like to ask or do or say or whatever?
Can I take just like a little closer look at the door? Because you mentioned he keeps glancing over there.
Yeah. As you turn around, you see Sir George has kind of backed up to the door, and he's just standing with his back to the door, kind of just blocking your exit.
Oh.
And you already felt that their relationship was a bit, strained. You could see that he was like very apologetic for sleeping on the job, and George was very stern with him. So Carrie has a bit of a worried look in his eyes every time he does something. Keeps looking at George.
Ooh, interesting.
As the song finishes, he says, "And that is the end of our interactive show. Thank you so much for paying for the show. It always keeps us in business." He as you guys start turning away, he goes, "Any tips for me? Tips?" And puts his hands out.
No, my robot that's currently frying its own brain could sing better than that.
You see visually Carrie's kind of nervous, smiling demeanor changes. His shoulders slump, and he looks at you with like a dead look in his eyes, and he goes, "That's not very funny.
Oh.
How dare you? I am an acolyte of Vivian."
Okay, sorry,
So
just jog
sorry,
my
sir. So sorry.
Just, sorry, I'm breaking character for 2 seconds.
Mhm.
Is it Shisa that is the daughter of Vivian? Who was the daughter of Vivian?
That's me.
It was Shisa.
Mhm.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'm going back into character now. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't joking, mate. I'll be honest. I think you've done us a little bit unfairly here. I initially was very impressed, very excited by the whole prospect of this show and the interactivity and all of this, but we've paid you a golden nugget, and you sang us "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star."
I did not sing that. That was Vivian. He lies through his teeth.
Can I roll perception to check that?
Oh, it's obvious to you. It's obvious.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It's
You
that
don't even-
obvious.
You don't need to roll. It's obvious. You, like I said, you get the idea that people that come here are very normal, dumb people.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. What if I told you, Mister, that we had a way to verify that it wasn't Vivian?
I'm not sure you have the possibility of doing that. Sir George, who have you brought me, these cheapskates? And George kind of scoffs, and he goes, well, they said they don't have enough money on them. Should we check? And Carrie kind of like tilts his head a little bit, and he goes, well, there's two options for this group. The four of you can cough up your money and give it to us, and we let you go, of course, we let you go, and you go on your merry way, or we can take the money from you.
I just start laughing. Or how about option 3? You let us walk out of here, and we won't kill you and expose your scam to the world.
Oh.
Carrie, who you're getting a kind of good look at as he takes a step forward towards you, he is much younger than Sir George. He's probably 50, 60 years old. In elven years, that's like 25. So he's fairly young for an elf. He has same kind of slender features, except for he's got a scar that goes across from his right eye down across his nose and then over his cheek, and his right eye is kind of grayed out. His hair it kind of comes down in almost like an emo furl over kind of close to that eye that's clouded over. And as he takes a step forward, he says, so option B then, we're going to take it from you?
What about
So-
option C?
Let me just emphasize very clearly that you have absolutely no idea who is standing in this room and the amount of power that we hold.
Carrie raises an eyebrow at you, looks back at George. Sir George kind of shrugs and says, kids, I've been doing this for well over 150 years. You can't scare us.
Okay.
Bring it on.
I'm just gonna I know this is kind of not exactly what I can do, but I'm gonna see if you'll let me do it. I'm just gonna like snap my fingers and have the trident just like appear in my hand, because it's in my backpack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna snap my finger and have the trident appear in my hand, and then I'm assuming there's gonna be like holy water somewhere in the room. I'm just gonna start levitating the holy water out of like the holy basin, I guess. I don't know what like the holy goblet, whatever the fuck it's called.
As far as holy water in the room, not really. Like I said, they're fake priests. They're fake acolytes. They don't have much in terms of that on them. You're in a very basic stone square room. Yes, Crocus.
Okay,
I have an idea. Is there a possibility I can use grasping
hold on.
vine?
My stuff's cutting out.
You're good.
Can you hear me all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I can't hear you now.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
check.
Yes. Hello.
Okay. Now I can't hear myself. That's weird.
Oh, it's a bit sensual.
Okay. Well, that's all right. I mean, whatever. If you guys
You're
can hear
quite
me.
loud now.
Oh, I'm quite loud. Oh,
Yeah.
that's no good.
Your GoXLR is having a bit of a nightmare today, isn't it?
It really is. How about now? I'm still loud, huh?
Like a little bit lower.
How about now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Well, oh, no, it went back up, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
What the heck? Maybe like that. Yeah, my GoXLR is having a freak right now, but I think I got it. Okay, so your idea, Crocus.
Okay. Can I use grasping vine in this room?
Yeah.
Okay. Crocus is gonna be like, listen, we've had a really long journey to get here. We really don't want any trouble. Can you just let us go?
Let me think. How would they react to that? Carrie says, "Of course we'll let you go. You just have to give us your money."
It's not happening, man. It's not like we're rolling in dough. You gotta... Come on. You already have tons of stuff up there. You're really gonna try and make us pay you, man?
Hey, if this doesn't work out, nobody will ever know you were here.
I'm really getting sick of this shit. Like...
You know you guys fucked up when she's sick of you.
Nah. We're gonna use fucking grasping vine on them. Crocus is done, man. She's
All right.
fucking tired. She wants to go home.
All right. So what are you gonna do? Grasping vine. All right. So grasping vine's a DC 13 Dex save.
I think you flipped on a voice changer.
Your audio's weird
Oh,
again, yeah.
It's weird again.
You
Yeah,
sound
you
like
sound-
a 14-year-old playing Call of Duty.
What? What?
Sounds
You're
like
like
the
high
wiring
pitch.
or something is wrong.
What the
I don't know.
fuck?
I thought you turned it on for
Tell us we're
Carrie.
Dog Water.
What the fuck?
Be like, you're Dog Water?
You're dog water. You're trash. I can't even hear what it sounds like. Mom, I can't pause the game, Mom. I can't pause it. It's online. It's an online game.
True though, honestly, it is an online game.
Still bad?
Nope, back
No
to normal.
fix.
Jeez. Is it too loud?
No, it's perfect. You're honestly perfect right now.
Okay. All right. So, who are you using grasping vine on? Do you want to use it on George or on Carrie?
Are we on ground floor or is George kind of on the stairs?
You're pretty far from the stairs right now. Imagine you've walked like through a little maze to get to this room, like a maze of catacombs.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want my grasping vine to swipe across the floor. And I want it to fucking grab Carrie, just...
Okay.
And Crocus is, at the same time, gonna be, I'm fucking sick of it, Carrie!
All right. So the vine, without even being able to react, the vine immediately hits Carrie, but he doesn't dodge out of the way. because the vine goes through him
Mm.
and he disappears into dust. And George kind of like shakes his head, and as he does, he also disappears into dust. While you were watching the light show, it seems they snuck out of the room, and as your vine kind of crumples to the ground, you hear a voice kind of deep within the chamber go, "Should have just given us the money." And as that happens, I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
I shout back, should have taken singing lessons.
True. All right, we got a 14, a 20.
Initiative, sorry.
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know why I rolled intelligence to save it. Okay, wait. Sorry. Initiative. I don't see initiative.
It'll be.
Oh, it's the big. No, never mind. Sorry, yeah. It said it didn't send the result, but it was a 23. I'll send a screenshot.
I got it here. It says it on my thing.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So we got Fergus. We got Shisa. And we got Crocus. I'm going to roll for Bob. Bob got a natural 20?
Okay.
Minus 1, making it 19. So he's going to go right after Shisa. Okay. All right, I guess they're going right after Fergus. All right, Fergus, as you're standing there looking around for where these two have gone, you're still in that kind of empty room, and you're at the doorway, and you start seeing the portcullis of the doorway. There's a portcullis that starts coming down, which is like a big metal gate. Starts coming down, about to lock you into this room. What do you want to do?
Fuck. I don't know. I'm gonna use my trident, and can I summon water, or do I have to have water to control it? Like, if there's no like water in the thing, like, can I, for example,
if you're
use
the
my
god
trident?
of the sea, you can summon water. So depending on how powerful you are, so we'll have you roll a religion check with advantage.
Okay, so I'm just gonna like, I guess, get my trident to generate like 2 blocks of water to essentially be like 2 wooden blocks to stop this gate from closing.
Yeah, and you could probably turn them to ice too.
Yeah, perfect. I'll do that as well.
Okay, so we'll see how you do on this religion check and whether you get 1 or 2 of these blocks, which will give you more or less time.
With advantage. There we go.
Okay, so a 13. You're able to create a single ice block that blocks the portcullis. It comes down onto the ice block. It crunches into the ice. You see the block you've created starting to crack apart already, but gives you guys enough time to possibly get out. You still have movement. I don't have a map for this, so just imagine you're in a square room. There's a doorway leading out of it to a hallway full of catacombs, like a maze of catacombs. And you've basically got to remember your way back to the stairs.
Okay, I'm just going to shout over to the group and be like, guys, we've got about 10 seconds. Are we staying in, or are we running under this fucking gate?
You guys run first. If it closes, I can just morph into something tiny and get through.
Okay, and then without thinking, I just grab Bob and throw him under the gate, and I run under it myself.
All right, he skids and kind of slams up against one of the walls. A little bolt comes loose, and Bob picks it up and inspects it just for a second and then screws it back into place with his own finger, which, as you're seeing, as he holds his finger up, is a little screwdriver. He screws it back into place. And then he says, "That did not hurt, but it did scare me." And then next up is the quote-unquote bad guys of this encounter. So as you run out into the hallway with Bob, Fergus, you hear some scuttling coming from around some of the corners around you, and you see some of those skeletons shambling their way towards you. Their feet are kind of clacking on the stone ground, and flittering through the water puddles as they're coming towards you. One actually kind of comes up behind you with a bone sword and takes a swipe down at you, Fergus. It's a 15 to hit. What's your armor class?
My armor class is 15.
Okay, so it's just going to hit you for a total of 5 points of slashing damage as the
should I
sword
be
comes
full
down.
HP entering this? This
totally
fight?
full
I should
HP,
be,
yep. Everyone should be full HP with all their stuff back. All their spells, everything fully charged.
Cool. Yeah, I am. I've reset everything, so I'm
All
good to
right.
go.
And then you see there's probably 4 or 5 more skeletons in front of you, kind of shambling their way towards the door. And then behind you, another 4 skeletons. So in total, there's 10 skeletons. 5 in front, 5 behind you. And to get to the stairs, you know that you're going to have to go forward through one group of them. You don't know which way, but you're gonna have to pick a direction and try and find your way back to the stairs, which is, the only way out of here.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring us to Shisa's turn. Shisa, you're inside the one room with the portcullis kind of coming down. It's breaking through Fergus's ice block. So you've got a little bit of time to get out of that room before you're locked in there.
So should I just get out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the only problem is outside of that room, directly outside of it, is like 10 skeletons. So you just got to decide how you're going to deal with that problem too.
I don't know if I have any spells that can make me like invisible or anything, but let me see.
Check your spell list. You might. Fergus does. He has got a ring.
I can create a phantasmal force to distract them, but I think that's the only thing I can do.
Okay. So
I can speak with them too. I can speak with the dead.
Could try that.
Should I?
Up to you.
All right, I'll do that.
There's more than one way around, certain situations. So speak with dead. You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. Okay, so you don't want to do that one.
Never
So,
mind
don't do
then.
that
I
one.
can't do that one. Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'll just do the phantasmal force.
Okay. All right, so intelligence saves for them. Okay, we got a fail from one. I'm just going to do all 10 of them here. Fail, success, fail, success. So that's 3 fails and 2 successes for the first 5. Fail.
Oh, wait. Actually, I
fail.
can't use this one either. It says it has no effect on the undead.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, yeah, I just read it. It says no effect on the undead. Fuck.
Oh, that's super unlucky. Okay.
I'm so unlucky.
You probably have some other kind of...
I can polymorph.
Oh, that's powerful. So polymorph, just know that if you polymorph an ally, that ally gets the intelligence of whatever creature you polymorph them into. So if you polymorph them into a mouse,
Oh no.
they get the intelligence of a mouse. But you
Oh.
can polymorph an ally into like a big animal. Like you could polymorph Bob if you wanted into a big animal of some kind, and he would still be friendly towards you.
Okay,
He
so
just wouldn't be very smart.
okay, so what can so I can only polymorph other people, and
You can polymorph
do I have
yourself.
any but how do I unpolymorph myself? How long does it last?
I think it lasts an hour.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not polymorphing myself for an hour.
But you can drop polymorph anytime you want when it's on somebody else. I don't know if you can do it on yourself. I'll have to look that up. If you can drop it anytime you want. And you drop polymorph. You can use polymorph on yourself as your creature. You can see, but you cannot turn yourself into a dragon because you can only do beasts. You drop concentration at will. Here's the answer. The answer is loading. It's loading.
This sounds like the Yu-Gi-Oh battle music in the Master Duel game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drop your concentration on the spell anytime you want. So you can polymorph yourself into an animal and then drop the concentration and you'll become yourself again.
Oh, okay. Well then, I guess I can just like become like an animal that can just like destroy them, like maybe like a gorilla or like a rhino.
Either is an option. You can do gorilla, rhino. Your space is limited down here. You're in a catacomb, so you wouldn't want to be something like a T-Rex or a flying creature. But you could do a lion. You could do. I mean, if you think about it, skeletons are made of bones, so anything that can crush bones and not like you're not gonna want to stab something made of bones, right? You're gonna want to smash something. Made of
brute
bones.
force. That's why I was thinking like gorilla. You know, like how Winston like does that thing where with his arms.
Sure.
I was thinking I could do that to the skeletons.
All right, you want to
gorilla
polymorph into a
form.
gorilla?
Yeah.
All right, let me give you the gorilla stat block. I think we can do giant ape actually.
Let's go.
Although your space is still limited here. Giant ape is huge beast. Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to do this one, but hold on, let me look up polymorph real quick just to make sure. You might be able to do giant ape. I just don't know. I'm trying to think of how tall a huge animal is. Into a new form. Transformation lasts for the durations. Any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's. And the challenge rating is equal to or less than, or if the target's level, it's. If it doesn't have a challenge. Okay, what level are you guys right now? I can't remember.
We're level 8, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, you can become a giant ape. I'll allow it. So, you want to do giant ape or regular ape?
I don't know. If being a giant ape will make it harder for me to move through, I should probably just be a regular ape.
Sure. Alright, here is the stat block for an ape. Tells you what you can do. So, you have a 12 armor class, 19 hit points. You can make 2 fist attacks on your turn, or you can throw a rock. And the damage is there for basically roll a d20 and add 5 to it. And that's when you make an attack. Like when you try and hit someone with your fist or hit them with a rock, you roll a d20, add 5. And then if it beats their armor class, then you deal the damage, which is 1d6 plus 3 bludgeoning damage. We'll talk about it more when you get your next chance at it. Alright, that's going to bring us to Bob. So, Shisa runs out. How does your polymorph look when you transform yourself into an ape? You can decide how you look. So,
I look like a Super Saiyan ape.
sick. So, are you still wearing clothes?
No, all my clothes ripped off.
Okay. Oh God. Just so you know, you don't have to have them rip off if you don't want to. They just mold into your body, you know, when you polymorph. You don't lose them like the Hulk or something.
Okay, well, I'm a naked ape.
Okay. All right. So, what color? Black, brown?
I want to be like black and silver, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you run out of the room, slide under the portcullis, past the ice block that Fergus made. You place your hand on yourself, and you all watch as hair sprouts from Shisa's cheeks and the top of her head, and her nose kind of flattens out, and her ears get smaller, but her body gets bigger. She becomes muscular. Her skin starts growing. She gets super furry and makes a and starts pounding her chest. Has turned into an ape. Bob says, "I don't know what is happening. Fergus, is that a bad guy?" And he points to a robot. Or points to a skeleton, sorry.
Yes.
You said I should shoot bad guys with my laser. Should I shoot?
Yes. Mark, everybody is safe who is in our group, and assume that everybody is evil unless I say otherwise.
Okay. He immediately brings his hand up, which then kind of like transforms into a laser, Mega Man style, and aims it at the closest skeleton, the one that took a swipe at you, and fires it. A 19 to hit, and let's get some damage dice out here. All right, with 8 points of damage, he fires his laser at the skeleton and blows its head to smithereens, and the skeleton kind of falls backwards, scattering into bone clusters across the ground, bringing us to Crocus.
Okay. How's the gate? Is it closed? Is it
It's
still...
at the end of this round, at the end of your turn, it's going to shut.
Is there enough room for me to
Yep.
dive out? Okay, then I'm gonna move.
All right. So you slide out of the gate, and you're face to face. 4 skeletons behind you, 5 skeletons in front of you, and a giant ape next to you.
Word.
I should say regular ape.
Let's do... I'm trying to see which one I should do. I don't know. Can I shillelagh one of the skeletons?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
You take your staff, you cast Shillelagh on it, and with a 16 to hit, 6 bludgeoning damage, doubles to 12. You bring your staff across one of the skeletons and smash its bones to pieces, clattering it to the ground. 12 damage is plenty to destroy one of them.
Awesome.
Nicely done. So you're all kind of like Avengers style surrounding each other right now and trying to pick a direction. So you're standing back to back, all of you, including Bob. And that brings us back to Fergus's turn. Fergus, you've got to decide. You can either decide left or right, basically. And if you would like a better knowledge on which way you think you should go, you can roll me a survival check. A survival check would be...
Do I get it with advantage because kobold?
Yeah, you're in a cave.
Let's go. Survival.
21. You have a feeling you got to run through the right side, which is where the 5 skeletons are. So you have three skeletons behind you. There's 5 skeletons in front of you. That's the way you got to go, which is right. Right is in front of you.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So are you just going to charge forward to those 5 skeletons, or...
Is everyone through the gate? Did
Crocus
make it through? Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna summon a new water thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna... So, is it like... Just for my own sake, is it thin corridors the whole way, or are we about to open up into like a room where these 5 skeletons are? Okay.
It's like a thin maze, all the way to even the stairwell. The stairwell itself leading back up is also pretty thin.
Okay, I'm just gonna summon like a really powerful water wave, kind of like a mini tsunami, essentially, just to like splatter these skeletons or smash them up into little pieces, I guess.
Okay, we've done this check before. This is, do we do nature for this one or religion?
Yeah, it was nature. Yeah, I think it was nature, wasn't it?
Roll me a nature check.
Gotcha. Nature.
Okay. With a 14, the limited amount of water that's down here, I mean, there's just puddles of water. Probably not enough to deal as much damage as you want. But I can have you roll a d4, and we'll have that be the damage that you are able to make with this tidal wave. 4. Nice. So 4 double to 8 is what their HP is. So you bring the trident up, the water puddles all around you begin kind of rising in the air like the Matrix, floating these water molecules all around you, and then they form themselves into a wave and push through all the way through the catacombs, splashing through the 5 skeletons in front of you, dealing 8 damage to each of them, destroying them as they go. Your path is clear in front of you. You've probably got at least a couple turns before you're going to make it to the stairway that goes back up.
I'll just progress forward, I guess, as much as my movement allows.
Okay. Sounds good. As you rush forward, you kind of take a left turn around a corner and then a right turn around a corner, and you come face to face to a familiar face. Red robes, black hair over one eye, scar-clouded right eye. Carrie stands before you, and he kind of tilts his head, and he says, "You sure you don't want to give us that money?"
Sure you want to walk? Sure you don't want to walk away with your life?
He smiles, and he says, "How do you know I'm even really here?" And he kind of disappears from in front of you.
I'm getting real sick of that guy.
Can he still hear me?
Maybe. You don't know. He could hear you before.
Okay. It's funny you mentioned that because 2 can play that game, and then I activate my invisibility necklace.
All right.
Oh,
Okay. Sure. I'll allow it. Cause that's a cool moment. Normally, I think you'd have to do that as an action on your turn, but all right. I'll allow it.
Okay. I'll use it as my, bonus. Okay, fine. Whatever.
Yeah,
Fine.
we'll have it be your bonus action. Alrighty. So then we will do, that was Fergus. Skeletons are going to go. They are going to come up and start wailing on Shisa. We'll do 3 attacks onto the ape. All 3 are going to hit for 6, 12, 16 points of damage total to the ape. So 1 skeleton slash on your back, another skeleton slash, 3rd skeleton slash on your back, Shisa, as the skeletons approach you. But the path before you, the path forward, where Fergus went, is totally clear. So that brings us to your turn. If you walk away from these guys, you have to disengage if you don't want to get hit by them, or you can just turn and start wailing on them if you want to start punching them, or you can just run and hope they don't hit you with their opportunity attacks. Up to you.
I have a lot of health in this form, right?
You took 16. I think you had 19. Yeah, you had 19, so you're down to 3.
I'm so weak in this form.
It's a regular ape. If it was a giant ape, you would have had 157, but you also wouldn't have been able to get through the, you know what I mean? The catacombs. Wouldn't be able to squeeze through. So.
Yeah. So there's 3 skeletons on me right now?
Yep, they're the last 3 that you see currently.
So if I lose all my health, do I die?
No, you go back to being Shisa at full health or whatever health you were at when you transformed.
Perfect.
So say you're at 1 health as the ape, and then you take 20 damage. You'll take 1 damage as the ape, and then 19 damage as Shisa. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. So I
it's
think
just
I'll just
extra health for you. So what do you want to do? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just try to attack them, try to crush them.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll me 2 fist attacks. So roll a d20, and then add 5 to it. Remember how to do that?
Not really.
So if you go over, no, it's okay.
D20 out of 5 here.
You rolled 5 d20, but that's okay. So, a 13 plus 5 is going to hit the skeleton, and a 9 plus 5 is also going to hit the skeleton. So, in the chat here, do /roll 2d6. Do that. 2d6. Shisa is a bard, Williver. Okay, so a 5 and a 2, so 5 plus 3. Their first fist comes down and slams through the skeleton, crushing it to dust. The second fist comes down, also slams through the next skeleton, scattering the bones across the floor. You only have 1 skeleton left, but that is your action for your turn. Up to you if you would like to move away from the skeleton or just wait for Bob or Crocus to kill it. Totally up to you.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to use this opportunity to move away.
All right. It's going to make an opportunity attack on you. My fucking audio's flickering again. I don't know what's happening.
We can still hear you.
One more time.
We can still hear you.
That's good. Yeah, for some reason it's like my headphones are like cutting out randomly.
Oh.
Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Bob misses his attack. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Ooh. Losing audio.
I'm gonna run these back real quick.
Yeah, no worries. I'm not sure what's going on. I think I'm fucked, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Something happened. Okay, yeah, Bob misses the skeleton. I'm just gonna keep going, I guess, until it cuts out again, and I'll restart it again. Alright, and then it is now Carrie's turn. Carrie is going to... Fergus, I need you to roll me a... Hold on. Dexterity saving throw, please.
Yes, sir.
Alright. With a 10, as you see this kind of like flash of light around you, a wave of colorful, almost rainbow-colored light shines around you and then outlines your form. You've been hit with what's called fairy fire. Fairy fire reveals invisible creatures in the area, and the voice of Carrie kind of echoes throughout the chamber, and he says, "We are used to people trying to sneak in here with invisibility. You think I don't have ways around that?" And you are still invisible, but you're outlined like almost like a neon sign in with pink light around you. And you hear some chuckling from around the room. You're not sure where it came from, but you can roll me a perception check to try and figure out where he's hiding. With a 15, you've got a feeling that he's probably hiding in some kind of place where he can see you, and you're not sure if he's invisible or if he's like behind a secret door, but he definitely has a way of seeing you somehow and you not seeing him, and you're just not 100% sure exactly where from. Crocus, you got one skeleton near you, and you hear the voice of Carrie, the creepy wizard guy, wizard elf, echoing through the chamber, taunting Fergus from down the hall from you. So he and Fergus are facing each other down. So, would you like to kill that skeleton?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Hell yeah, let's shillelagh again.
Alrighty, let's see it.
Oh.
12 is just enough to beat its armor class. You bring the shillelagh around, you smack that skeleton, scatter the bones everywhere. Nicely done. Skeleton's taken care of. You now have movement still, and you still have your bonus action if you want to do something with that, like a wild shape or whatever you want to do. But yes, Fergus is like 30 feet down the hall from you around a corner.
I'll catch up with Fergus then.
All right. You catch up. Fergus, you actually, sorry, Crocus, you see Fergus outlined in this like pink light. He has been affected by some kind of spell that has lit him up and made him very visible. And even though he's invisible, like he's outlined, he's like clear, he's see-through. You can't really see him, but you can see his outlined in light. So right. Fergus, it is now your turn. You have options, right? You can search around for Carrie. You can try and run up the steps out of this area. You can do whatever you want if you have some other idea.
Is it my turn? Sorry.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Is it still a dark room? Like, would I still have advantage because it's like a
Pretty
cave
dark.
type thing?
It's pretty
Okay.
dark.
Can I then roll either insight or perception to try and work out where he is with advantage because it's dark?
I don't think I can give you an advantage because it's dark, but I can give you another perception check to look around for it because you heard his voice and you have seen his illusions, so you have an idea that he can see you from wherever he's at. So
Yeah. Okay, I'll take that.
yeah, so you can do another perception check.
Bro, my rolls today, bruh.
Yeah, unlucky. Not really able to figure out exactly where he's at. But that's not like I'm not going to make that your action or your bonus action or anything. So you still have your whole turn to decide what you want to do. You have a feeling he can see where you're at because he's outlined you in light.
Yeah, of course. I've got an idea. I've got a really smart idea, actually.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to fill the room with about ankle deep water using my trident, because then that way I can see him walking around.
Okay. Good idea.
Actually, we'll go with knee deep. Not that. I don't know.
Okay. That is going to make
ankle or knee.
It's going to make the terrain difficult terrain for everybody. So it's going to make it hard for everyone to. They're going to basically you're going to have everybody's movement speed. If you fill the whole room.
I'll keep it to ankle. I'll just keep it to ankle.
Okay. Yeah, ankle is good enough for you to look and see where the footsteps are coming from.
Yeah. Nature, right?
Yeah, we'll have you do a nature or religion, your choice.
Nature.
Okay.
Bruh, I'm gonna cry.
With a 9, you're able to get basically like a few centimeters of water across the floor, enough to maybe be able to see where those footsteps are coming from. It's going to be harder than if it were ankle deep, but it's still possible. It's going to give you a better chance still. So, with that said, do you want to move towards the stairs? Do you want to move... you basically have like a maze of catacombs, and you can just tell me, Marcel, I use my movement to search the catacombs, or, walk around or whatever.
Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll just kind of walk around the outskirts of like this room, I guess, area that we're in to just try and like see if I can just like run my hands against the wall and just see if I can like feel a fake wall or something that, some sort of clue or indication.
Sure. Investigation check.
Cool. Please, a good roll today would be nice.
It's not horrible. It's above average. With an 11, you run your hands across the wall. No trapdoors or anything that you feel, but you do hear some footsteps. You're not sure if they're crocuses or if they're Shisas, but you do hear footsteps kind of echoing around. You don't get a whole lot of information, but what you do know is that the area where you felt your hands along, you've probably knocked out like 1/8 of the catacomb as not having a trapdoor, basically, or not having a secret door. So you've knocked out part of the catacomb and being where he's at. So that's going to bring us to the skeletons, which Shisa, as you are, you and Bob are surrounded by the corpses of a bunch of skeletons. Their bones begin to rattle across the floor, and they begin to start reforming themselves around you. They're not fully formed, but they're starting to reform themselves around you. It is now your turn, Shisa. The bones are rattling around you, swirling like a little tornado.
All 3 of them?
All 10 of them.
10? Okay. Is there a way to get out of here?
Yeah, you
or-
can just run through them right now. They're not creatures, so it's just kind of like it's a visual indicator to tell you that they are coming back, and they're going to be...
Yeah, I personally, there's no way I can, fight them all at once, so I gotta get out.
Yep. So you can follow Crocus, or you can go the opposite direction and go your own way.
I'll follow Crocus.
Okay. So you follow Crocus with your movement speed. You know that the 2 wizards are around here somewhere, so give me a perception check. Give me a perception check to see if you can figure out. Also, Crocus, you give me a perception check too when you came in here. So give me one for both of you. Perception for Crocus, perception for Shisa.
Rolls. Oof.
Alright, I got a 15 from Crocus.
Which
Shisa.
roll was it, sorry?
Hmm?
Do you want a roll for me as well for perception or no?
No, just these two because I forgot to give them rolls when they came into the area where you were at.
Nice.
Okay, 15 for both of you guys. Okay, so with a 15, you get the idea that same thing as Fergus. You're being watched by Carrie down here, toyed with a bit. You're gonna face an onslaught of skeletons here. These 10 skeletons are gonna keep reforming until you defeat whoever is animating them, whoever is bringing them to life. So with that said, looking around with your 15s, you do hear some footsteps. You saw Fergus go one direction, but these footsteps that you're hearing are coming from behind you. So you both kind of turn around and you see some splashing through the water that Fergus has made behind you. Someone is running invisible around these catacombs trying to avoid you. And she said, so your turn if you want to do something.
Well, most of my effects, I have to be able to see them in order to do something. So.
So with that, we can, depending on the spell, we can give them like advantage on their save or something to still allow you to try it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's going to make it harder for you, but you can still take the attempt at least if you want.
Okay. So do you think I can attempt to make them sleep?
Oh, sleep, you wouldn't even need to see the creature. You can just hit an area, and if your number that you roll is higher than their health, they fall asleep.
Okay. Then I'll do that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the 5d8 for sleep. Unless you're casting it at a higher level, then...
I'm casting it at level 3.
Okay, so if you cast it at 3rd level, then that is 2d8 for each slot above the first. So it's a 1st level spell, right? So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9d8.
How do I do that?
Just do / roll 9d8 in the chat
Okay.
thing there, and we'll see what you get. $40. Okay. Yeah. What is your HP, Crocus? Just in your regular form.
In regular form, like
Yeah.
my full health?
Yeah.
51.
Just checking. And then, Shisa, what's your regular HP in your form?
51.
51 as well? Okay. Yeah, as you cast Sleep, you land it right where you saw those footsteps happening, and you see a large splash in the water, and you hear some...
Let's go.
That's going to bring us to Bob, who scuttles around the corner, clip-clopping his way towards you through the water. He goes, I do not like water, as he's kind of like running towards you. He's got his laser arm out, and he's pointing it. He's looking around. I don't see any bad guys.
Can you see through walls, Bob?
Sorry, my thing cut out. What'd you say?
Can you see through the walls, Bob?
I'm fucking...
Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello,
I can
hello.
hear you, but every time you say something, it's cutting out for me, so I'm only hearing, like, can you see the... And then it just cuts out. Fucking stupid.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, take your time. There's no rush.
Can chat, can you hear everything he's saying? Perfectly fine?
Hello, chat. Can you hear me? This is a test thing. I'm testing. Hello, 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 hello.
You hear it and it's not, like, cutting out for you guys?
The music audio is cutting out for me.
Yeah, same.
The music audio is cutting out? That's so weird.
Take your time, Commander. We're in no rush, so just take your time to fix it. It's all
Yeah,
good.
I think
Thank
we're
you.
all chilling.
I'm big chillin', honestly.
Mm. All right. You guys try talking.
Hello.
Hello.
I am
Alright.
talking. I am saying a continuous sentence,
Yes,
so you
yes,
can
yes.
hear if it's
Okay.
cutting out or not.
Yes. What did you ask Bob? Bob, can you see the what?
I asked if Bob could see through the walls, like using his scanners or whatever.
No, I cannot. I am so sorry.
That's okay, Bob. Still love you though, lol.
Love you too. He gives a thumbs up. What does love mean? This is a very philosophical question to be asking in the middle of battle. Moving on to Carrie. Carrie is sleeping. Crocus, you're up.
Crocus is resisting the urge to kick the ever-living shit out of Carrie.
You've got an invisible body sleeping over where you saw it.
That's true.
I guess no, it wouldn't be invisible anymore. Yes, it would. It would. Sorry, it would. Sorry. Yeah, it's still invisible.
Are we still looking for a way out, or do we find the way out?
If you keep running, you have an idea because Fergus was pretty clear on which way it was, so you can kind of see your way back if you want to head that direction.
Okay, let's keep going that direction then.
Okay, so you use your movement to head over towards the stairs. There, as you reach the base of the stairwell, you're about to head up the stairs and you feel yourself hit a glass wall. You're kind of rub your nose, put your hand on it. The stairwell is blocked.
Right. Huh. I'm not sure. No.
Well, you've got two wizards down here who are casting spells.
That's right.
So you got one that you put asleep. You're not sure where Sir George is.
Right. Oh, we need to find the... we have to find him. Can I do detect magic?
Yes, you can.
Okay, let's do detect magic then.
All right, so you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
Can I
You sense
roll?
magic this way. You can use your action to see a faint creature object that bears magic, and you learn what school of magic, if any. All right, so as you cast detect magic, immediately that glass wall in front of you lights up as a transmutation school spell that's blocking your way. And around you in this area, you're also, with that aura of detect magic, you're kind of touching some of the catacomb areas. It looks like those catacombs have a similar kind of magic field blocking those skeletons that are in their little holes for the catacombs. And so when you came down here and you saw the skeletons behind glass, it was like this magical glass that some powerful wizard has put here. You get the idea that this is probably Sir George,
Right.
because if it was Carrie, he's sleeping. He can't cast spells while he's sleeping. So,
Right.
yeah. So you're not sure where he is, but you know for sure that if you were to find him and take him out, you're going to be able to make it out of here.
Right. Okay, Crocus yells out to the others then, we need to find the other one. We have to find the other one!
All right, you all hear Crocus kind of remind you that Sir George is around here somewhere. You're not sure where. Carrie's been very outwardly taunting. Sir George has been kind of quietly pulling the strings. Bringing us back up to Fergus.
Did Crocus detect the magic or no?
Detected magic around, found that the exit to this area is blocked by a magical wall. currently. So it's fine. The wizards are bust at the moment.
I don't know what to do. I'm gonna be honest.
You've had some good ideas so far.
Has my water drained from the cavern, or
No.
is there still like a few centimeters? Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna do the same. Okay. Oh my god. I haven't closed the character sheet. I'm just gonna do the same, but I want to try and raise it to ankle level, because like, I feel like they could maybe get away with a centimeter or two, but I want like a good like, I don't know what's ankle level, like I don't know, like 4 or 5 inches of water, I guess.
Sure, you got it.
I'm gonna do another nature roll. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Finally.
You can raise it to however much you want.
I don't want to slow down my teammates' movement. I just want to make it very, like, the useful thing about having water is like we can hear people stepping and we can see where they're stepping.
Yep.
So I don't want to handicap anyone really.
Yep.
So no, I'll leave it at ankle.
Okay. So it's ankle deep water that everyone is trudging through.
Sure.
Your movement, would you like to move away from where you're at, this like section of the catacombs, and go investigate another section?
Yeah, can I do a perception before I move?
It would be investigation.
Sorry,
for
investigation.
Figuring out where they might be. So with a 13, you know, it's dark, it's hard to tell, but you can definitely feel that Sir George, being the more wise 250-year-old elf that's kind of running this show, he is clever and probably not just walking around through the water. But that doesn't mean you won't be able to see him. If someone's standing in water, you can still see that, you know, they're standing there, but he's not dumb enough to start running around.
Okay. And can I see where he is currently standing or no?
Not currently. The only person that you know for sure is Carrie. Carrie is sleeping in ankle-deep water in front of Crocus and Shisa. Actually, just in front of Shisa and Bob now. Crocus ran towards the entrance.
I'll probably just gonna back Crocus up, honestly.
All right. You head back towards the entrance and find Crocus there. Bringing us to the skeletons, which finish their reforming and start heading down the hall towards Bob and Shisa. The first skeleton rounds the corner and brings his sword down on Bob. With a 12 to hit, a 12 just misses Bob as the sword clangs off of his golden armor. And that brings us to Shisa. Shisa,
right.
The skeletons are coming. You've got Carrie kind of maybe 10 feet away from you, sleeping, where you cast the sleep spell. You also have Crocus around the corner near the entrance to this area. She hollered out that we need to dispatch these 2 wizards, otherwise we're not going to be able to get it out.
I need to find that other wizard.
Yeah, you're not sure where Sir George is, but you do know where Carrie is, and when it comes to invisible creatures, if you hit them or, like, you know, punch them or something, they become uninvisible if you need to cast a spell on them. It also wakes them up, but if they're sleeping, but up to you.
I just don't have like all of my spells are really like targeted at one person type thing. None of them are like, you know, throw out a bunch of stuff in an AoE type.
Well, yeah. So if you want, you can walk up to where Carrie is, wake him up, and then cast a spell on him.
Oh yeah. I could charm him.
Sure, you can try.
Okay, I'm gonna wake him up and try to charm him.
Okay. You will have to drop your concentration on polymorph and go back to normal. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So you drop your form from ape back to Shisa. You walk through the ankle-deep water over to Carrie. You know where he's at because you put him to sleep. He's like laying in the water so you can see the outline of his body even though he's invisible. You shake him awake and he not only wakes up but becomes uninvisible at the same time. And with that, what do you want to cast? His eyes get real big before you have a moment to cast what you want to cast. Charm person, DC 14 wisdom save. He is not as wise as George. Let's see here. 11 on the dice plus 2 is 13. 13's not going to do it. So, as you cast Charm Person on Carrie, his eyes kind of blink a few times, and he looks around. He sees the skeletons kind of trudging behind you, and he kind of flicks his wrist, and as he does, all the skeletons clatter to the ground, and just like lay in the water, floating bones through the water. And Carrie kind of brushes himself off, wrings out some of his robes, and stands up in front of you. And he goes, I'm so sorry to have offended you, Shisa. Very apologies, my fault, of course. Sir George, we should probably let them go, shouldn't we? He gets no response, and he's kind of looking around and scratching his head. Kind of shrugs his shoulders. He's friendly towards you now, but for how long, you're not sure. So just so you guys know, as soon as somebody hits him, he becomes unfriendly again. The charm wears off.
I'm just gonna tell him to stay close by to me. Is there a way that I can get him to find where George is?
You can ask him.
Okay, where's George?
He kind of leads these things. He does what he does. I just follow my orders.
Do you know where he is, like, physically right now? Do you know how to find him?
I'm sure he's somewhere down here. George, come out.
He's not going to respond to you. No. Is there a way to, like, see him? Is there any way to, like, is there any flaw in his ability? Have you ever seen anybody beat him before or find where he is? Like,
oh, no. This always works every time. If someone doesn't give us the money, we always get the money, she said.
Where does George stay?
Oh, he hovers around, does his thing. I wish I could tell you where he's at, but he's a much more powerful mage than I am. He's the one keeping you all down here.
Do you know how to get out?
Yes, have him drop the spell in front of the door.
I can't find George. He's not responding. I don't know why.
I mean, I could possibly dispel his magic in front of the door. I could try that.
You could do that for us?
Sure, except for, I don't want to get in trouble with him. He might hurt me.
Oh, don't worry. I don't know what's going on with George right now. I don't think he's, like, I think he might be unconscious or something. I think he might have fell asleep and left the spell on. I don't know where he is.
I don't know if that's possible, but, well, sure, we can try it. Shisa, as you're saying this, and it's moving into Bob's turn, Bob goes, "Bad guy!" And he's pointing his laser at Carrie. What do you do?
I'm just gonna, no, Bob! Put away your laser!
Fergus told me to shoot the bad guys.
I'm gonna stand in front of him and I'm gonna be like, don't shoot!
Stand down, Bob. Go into passive mode.
Going into passive mode. He kind of like chills for a second. Good call. Next up, it is Carrie's turn. Carrie, he kind of scratches his neck a little bit nervously. Shisa, roll me a deception check, please. With advantage, because he's charmed. So you roll twice, take the higher. Well, they're both 19. So, as you talk him into helping you, Carrie kind of nods his head and he says, "I'm sure he won't mind if I help you get out of here. So, sure, let's walk over to the entrance, shall we?" You kind of follow Carrie as he leads you and Bob over to the entrance and attempts to cast Dispel Magic. He needs to roll against Sir George's spell level here for this particular thing. As he uses his fingers to kind of make like an open sesame kind of flick to them, the glass in front of the door, the magical glass, falls down, leaving you an opening to escape. Now, still unsure where Sir George is. That's going to bring us to Crocus's turn. Crocus, the stairway is open.
Oh. I guess we get out, I guess.
You're running up the steps?
Yeah, I'm running up the steps.
Okay. Then that is your movement. You can still see at the bottom of the steps, you can see your group of allies down there, along with Carrie, who is charmed.
Right.
So everyone is there. You're all accounted for. Anything you want to do from this area? You want to cast? I don't know if you have any buff spells or things you want to cast on them before.
No, I don't think I have anything
All
I
right.
want to cast right now.
Then that's going to bring us up to Fergus's turn. Fergus,
Yes, sir.
you running up the steps?
Can I do an investigation first?
Yes. An investigation check of 17. You can hear just barely the trudging through of water in like coming to your location, and it's definitely not skeletons because you saw them all clatter to the floor. So it's probably George coming in your direction, like coming through to your direction. So you know ish where it's at. It's like around a corner. You don't see it, but you can hear it. You can hear the footsteps coming towards you through the water. If you want, you can run out of here and go up the steps, or you can try and run towards that. And
Sorry, I just want to challenge you slightly.
damn it, man, damn it.
Not in a toxic way, not a toxic way. So I got a 17, and obviously it's water that I've summoned, and I'm the son of Lytropius, and I'm also standing in the water. Would that not give me slightly more indication as to where he is? It's fine if you disagree. I'm just because that will change my play. That's all. That's the only reason I ask.
Oh,
He said he can't
I
hear.
can't hear right now.
Oh man.
Somebody needs to buy like better audio equipment for him because he's
Glitching.
struggling.
Can we get a mother frickin' hype train right now? Woo woo woo!
Need a sugar daddy.
Any Oilers? Any any stub daddies or mommies? We're not picky.
Try talking.
Hello.
Hello.
Once more.
Hello. I'm talking a full sentence. Hello.
It's a little better. Try telling me again what you wanted to do with Invisible George coming at you.
No worries. Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Fucking as soon as you start talking, literally as soon as you start talking, you just fucking cut out. Can't hear a single thing. All right. What about now that I've turned off the music?
Hello.
Sure.
Can you hear me, Commander? I am speaking
can.
a full sentence just to test that you can hear me.
I can.
You know what it might be? Because the stream can hear us
Nope,
fine, right?
Fucking cut out again.
Okay,
so it
never
wasn't the
mind
music.
that. Do you have sound suppression on Discord?
No. It's because the music cuts out too. Like I can't hear the music or you guys. Like, but both are still
Okay.
playing for the stream. It's like just my headphone jack of my Go XLR or something. I'm so sorry, everybody.
It's all good, Commander. Not your fault.
I'm chilling, honestly, Commander. There's no rush whatsoever. Take your time.
Okay. I could hear that, which was good. $472 for a new Go XLR.
Oh,
Big oof.
big oof indeed.
Try talking.
Hello?
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 Well, am I super loud now?
No?
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead and tell me once more what you're trying to do, and I'll see if I can hear it.
Can you hear me now?
I
Hello, hello,
can.
hello.
Currently.
Okay, so I just wanted to see, because I'm the god of water, I'm standing in the water, and he is also in the water. Can I somehow grapple him with the water?
You can try. You're not exactly
Okay.
sure where 100% he's at. You just heard that he's coming towards you.
Okay.
Like you haven't physically seen him yet. You can just hear the
Okay.
footsteps in the water.
Okay, let me think. Yeah, you know what? Let's try it anyway. Let's just, because I trust my roll. I don't know why. I just trust my roll. Fuck
All
it.
right. Let's see if your trust is well placed. Go ahead and roll me a
Okay.
nature check. 16's pretty good. You have a water hand come up and try and grasp where you think he's at. Let me roll a dexterity saving throw for him. The hand comes up and wraps around nothing and disappears into the water. Sorry.
No
No luck on the grasp on that one. You still have your movement.
I'm just gonna head over towards like the top of the stairs, I guess. Then.
Yep, heading up towards where Crocus is. That's going to bring us to Sir George's turn. And you hear his voice as he says, Carrie, you were always such a fool. And I need Shisa and Bob to make me a dexterity saving throw. Carrie's going to make one too. I'm going to make it for him. Carrie rolled a natural 1. So...
Yep, fuck. Sorry.
Not going to avoid his friend's save there. Okay. Shisa with a 9. And Bob with a 16 minus 1 to 15. All right. So that is... You see, from like an invisible creature, you obviously as Sir George, you see a tiny red light form from somewhere on his body, and this beam of red light shoots out from this tiny little ball of it. This beam of red light heads straight towards you all. He becomes uninvisible because he's attacked. So when you attack, you lose invisibility. So he's no longer invisible. This older elf, his finger is pointed at you with a red beam coming at you. He casts Fireball, which is 8d6 damage. This might be the end for Bob. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so that's 6 plus 10 is 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Shisa, you take 32 points of fire damage as an explosion of fire hits you and Carrie both. Carrie gets hit for 32 points of fire damage as well. His skin burns off of his body, leaving him a dead corpse in the water. And Bob gets hit for 16 points of fire damage as his golden armor is charred. Pieces of him fly off, and the explosion is so violent that pieces of him fly up the steps, landing at your feet, Crocus and Fergus. You see an arm here, a leg somewhere else, bolts kind of clattering down the steps as Bob is... you hear a... I love you. And that's gonna bring us to Shisa. Shisa, you just got hit for a bunch of damage. You've got a guy in front of you. He just killed his friend, and he looks pretty vicious, like he's not gonna let you get out of here alive. Old elf man.
Let me think. So if I do like a higher level of Dissonant Whispers, that does a higher damage to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna cast a 4th level Dissonant Whisper on him.
Alrighty. Let me roll a save here. DC 14. He rolls 10 plus 3, which is not enough. So he's going to take 21 psychic damage. Nice. And what else happens with Dissonant Whispers? He has to run away from you? He uses his whole movement?
He runs as far away from me as possible.
Okay. He immediately runs backwards into the darkness of the catacombs after he takes that damage. He grabs his head and lets out a groan. And he runs into the catacombs away from you with 21 psychic damage marked on him. Shisa, you still have movement if you want to go up the steps.
Am I still close by Crocus?
Crocus is about 20 feet up the steps, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go as close as possible to Crocus.
Alrighty. And then that brings us to Bob. Bob, you see some of his parts kind of rolling down the steps, but not really able to rebuild himself. So that brings us to Carrie, who is dead. And Crocus, that brings us to you.
Go Bob! So upset right now. I mean, are we all up here? Are we all on the stairs?
Yep. You sure are.
Man, let's get out of here.
All right.
I think, yeah.
Choosing
let's
to
just
go
get
back
out.
up through the painting.
Yeah.
All right. Crocus heads out through the painting and disappears from sight, bringing us to Fergus.
Okay. I honestly. I actually don't know what to do, honestly.
I mean, do you want to hear options?
Yeah, go on. Give me some options. Throw
All
me
right.
some breadcrumbs. Let me see what my brain does with them.
All right. So, option 1, you just leave with Krogus, follow her through the painting and out, and hopefully just escape this area. Option 2, you go back down the steps and go and try and fight the wizard who just did like 32 damage or something to Shisa. You're not sure how many times you can do something like that, but definitely a scary thing to do, but definitely doable. You could also run down the steps to try and grab Bob's key components and bring them with you and see if you can rebuild him. Those are some options. You could do none of those things and come up with your own idea.
Fuck it. Let's go and try and recover Bob.
All right. You run down the steps. Go ahead and roll me do perception or investigation, your choice, to find like the most important parts. Nice. With an 18 perception check, you're able to grab Bob's voice box, his eyeball scanner, and his laser arm, and the rest of him is pretty much nuts and bolts. The eyeball scanner thing comes with his brain too, so it's all in one thing. So you're able to grab those 3 key components of Bob. Now, where do you want to go from there? Back up the steps and out?
Yeah.
All right, dipping out. Bringing us to Shisa. Dipping out?
Yep.
Okay.
Can I heal myself first?
Sure.
Just
Go ahead
in
and roll your healing.
case. Which one is the one I can heal myself with?
You should be able to heal yourself with anything.
Okay, I'm gonna cure my wounds. Oh, I accidentally did 4th level, my bad. I didn't mean to do that.
Okay. Do it at whatever level you want.
2nd level.
19. Is that full heal? I think that's full, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I'm at
eight-
19 right now, so...
Oh,
it's
sorry.
gonna
What I
be-
meant is that's maximum healing that you can get at 2nd level.
Oh,
Yeah. So you rolled
Nice.
2 8s.
perfect.
Plus 3.
Lovely.
Nicely done. You heal yourself for 19. You head up through the steps, out through the painting. You see a group of people. Crocus, Shisa, Fergus, you all see a group of people who are being led by another tour guide into this area. They're being talked to about the painting you just walked out of, but they all kind of stop and stare at you as you step out from the painting. It seems like whatever noises you were making, whatever things that were happening down there were blocked off, like people didn't hear them because of that glass wall and things. But some of them seem to have heard that explosion because they're like, what happened? What was that huge explosion? And one of the people in red robes who's leading the tour, one of the people who works here, is giving you like a very like dangerous look. But obviously there's people around, so they're not going to do anything.
Don't go down there.
I'm sure it's nothing, the person in the robe says. I'm sure it's nothing.
I'll use my suggestion and say don't go down there for real.
You don't even need to.
Okay.
You don't need a suggestion, anybody. The tour guide that's here, this person who you haven't met, just another one of the red robes people who works here, they seem to know what's going on but can't really do anything about it. Kind of, they're not going to attack you when the 3 of you are there and it's just one of them and there's a group of, random tourists with them that they're guiding through here. Like they're not going to make a scene, so they're just looking at you like they know, but they're not going to stop you from leaving.
Okay, good. I was gonna be like, I'll literally brainwash him.
So you guys run your way out of here. You have a feeling that Sir George is probably hot on your tail. So as you're running out of here, that first area you came into with the gift shop, The girl who's like standing in front of the gift shop, like I said, she's kind of reading a book, not really paying attention. She kind of just glances up from her book as you guys are running by, and you get a feeling that she doesn't really know exactly what's going on here, probably just hired here, for a summer job or whatever kind of thing. But behind her on the wall, you see something she said that kind of catches your eye. In the gift shop, behind her on the wall is a small mural of probably what really happened here, which is, as we've talked about, a giant came and destroyed the temple and took the harp. There's a depiction of that behind her on the wall. And next to that mosaic, it's like a big mosaic of a giant smashing the temple and taking her harp. Like that depiction is back there. But next to it, in like a little glass box, is a green seed. And it catches your eye. It's not for sale, but it's something that like they're using as like a little thing to get people to come into the gift shop to take a look at it. It basically like gets you into the gift shop to look at this cool thing, and then now you're shopping because you're in the gift shop kind of thing. It lures you in to take a look at it, but it looks actually very important.
Okay, can I do a perception check on it?
Sure. Yeah, do a perception check.
Or is there any other checks that I can use? My perception's really low.
So perception is just what does it look like? Investigation is what's it all about? Religion, you could do a religion check to try and remember more about the story. You could do a history check also to try and remember more about the story of what happened to the harp.
I'll do a history.
Alrighty. With a 17 history check. You recall that the giants who came and took the harp, they were sky giants, cloud giants. And to reach the cloud giant city, the cloud giant like civilization, you have to get to the clouds. And one of the oldest and most timeless ways to get to the clouds is to plant one of those seeds, which sprouts into a beanstalk that you can climb up into the clouds. So that is one of those seeds, and it's labeled as such.
Nice.
But it's behind a little glass box, kind of as a display in the gift shop.
I'm just gonna break it and grab it.
There are some people around, like random like civilians walking through here. This place is pumping with people. So do you want to just run up to it and smash the glass and see what happens, or do you have a plan?
Well, can I open it without smashing it?
It's up on the wall.
Is there a lock?
It's up on the wall in a glass box. No lock in sight. No way to get into the glass box in sight. It's like a display that you would see at a museum.
I can create a distraction, I guess.
Sure. Shisa points the bean out to all of you. A bean seed, and basically kind of nods knowingly that that's what you guys need. That's why you're here, basically. And there is one person in this group who would be really good at growing that seed.
Get that bean!
Do you think we could just grow it right here? I mean, I don't know if that's a good idea. Be kind of ironic, honestly.
I love planting my seeds in
The church.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, you guys have very little time to make this decision because you're being chased by a guy who you just dealt 21 psychic damage to, and he killed his friend. So he's pretty unhinged.
If we make the beanstalk grow right now, we could kill the people around us, though. That's the only issue I have. Is that gonna something that's gonna happen, or is it just gonna like destroy the building a little bit?
Impossible for you to know.
Oh. How close are we to it and like grabbing it?
I would say it's like a 10-foot walk, and then it's like 5 feet up the wall from where Crocus is standing, like the top of Crocus's head.
Oh, can I use Thorn Whip to grab it?
You can try. The glass is kind of, the glass is, it would make it hard to Thorn Whip it.
Right.
Now, if you had somebody break the glass first and then thorn whip it, and then you guys run, that's an option.
Does somebody have it?
Is there anything heavy around that I can pick up and throw at the
I mean,
glass?
I could do magic stone, I guess.
You could try
Is that
magic stone.
heavy
There
enough?
are some stones around. There's also some like keychains in the gift shop that you could use.
The keychain would be kind of funny. Wait.
Does anybody have a knife? I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Fergus
Maybe-
definitely has a dagger he could throw.
No. How thick is this glass?
From here, it's about as thick as like a window.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's just throw a rock at it.
All right. Who's going to be the best aim?
What characteristic do you need to be good at to throw a rock?
Dexterity.
That's not
Oh,
me.
Is Ross around, or is he taking an AFK break?
I am here. Sorry, I was. I had glanced at an email, so I zoned out. Sorry, my
You're
bad.
good.
I mean-
So looking to break the glass, they're going to throw a rock at it. You're probably the best at
Mhm.
throwing rocks.
Give me the fucking rock, besties.
Little blue kobold picks up rock off the ground. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity check, please.
No, I don't think I will. No, I won't.
I
Dexterity.
think I can create a distraction too to
I
like
just
calm the
want-
people down.
Sure.
Dexterity saving you wanted.
No, dexterity check. So what you do, you know that your dexterity score at the top of your character sheet, where it
What
tells
is
you your
it?
dexterity score? Click on the
Yes.
little plus whatever, and it should roll a check for you. Just a standard dexterity
Oh,
check.
okay, I see it.
There you go. With a 12. Now what did you two want to do before I tell what happens with the rock?
The phantasmal force to like, I don't know, I want to like pleasant distraction for the tourists to just make them not realize that we're like stealing.
I'm not sure if phantasmal force, I think it hurts people.
Does it hurt people?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind
Yeah,
then.
it makes them think that like there's a monster in the room with them, and then they like if they get hit by the monster, they take real damage.
Okay, I'll do the old fashioned thing. I'll go, hey everybody, look over there.
Okay, roll me a deception check. Oh,
Oh.
is that a
Oh.
natural one? Why is that red?
How is that possible?
one
I don't understand what's
D20.
happening.
I don't understand either. Rolling 1d20, 0d0 plus 1, what? Plus 10? Ish. Try it again. Try rolling me another deception check.
What?
Bruh, what?
What the fuck?
Pop pop.
One more
Guys,
time.
Plus 0 plus
We
4.
discovered a glitch in the Matrix.
Do you have an ability with your character? Does your character take anything less than a 10 as a 10?
What where would that be?
I gotta look in your features and traits. There's probably something 'cause
Features
you're
and
level 8.
traits?
Yeah. D&D Beyond, it's D&D. Let me see here. Let me just see this shit. Is this OP as fuck or what?
Features just built different, okay?
I don't know about
I have a
that.
+9 on my deception.
Okay, features and traits. Song of Rest, expertise. Silver Tongue. When you make a charisma persuasion or charisma deception check, you can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10. So your minimum number you can get is 19. Jesus Christ. That's so OP. I love it. All right. That's broken as hell. All right. So let me roll for the people. Got to roll for the people. The people rolled a 5. So they're like, what? Where? And they look over. This is going to give you advantage on your rock throw, Fergus. So go ahead and roll again. Dexterity check.
Which check?
The same one.
Dex.
Dexterity check.
Oh.
You're getting advantage on this rock throw.
Oh. Hey!
Oh, natural 20.
Okay.
The rock goes flying through the glass, shatters it. The bean is falling through the air in slow motion. Crocus, roll me a thorn whip attack. 22 with a 22. Your thorn whip wraps around the bean and brings it towards you. The lady who's standing at the counter immediately looks at the glass that's shattering, looks at the thorn whip, follows the bean with her eyes. This kind of absent-minded teenage girl goes, "Oh my god, that was hot." And then you guys run out and leave the group in the dust. You hear the yelling of acolytes and cultists inside the temple as they're all yelling. Seems like Sir George has made his way out. "Get them! Somebody find them!" And you guys are running. I need you to all roll me a stealth check, please. I need a stealth check. Natural 20 from Shisa. Holy shit, it's a 27 from Fergus. Oh, and a 7 from Crocus.
How about Crocus?
Damn it all. You're able to make your way out of there. Is actually waiting by the trees outside this area and catches up with you all as you're running out. "What's going on? Why are we running? Wait, where's Bob?"
We'll explain later. Run!
"Okay, I'm running. He's running. He's going to roll a stealth check. He rolls a 14, which is pretty average for him. All right. You guys make your way into the woods away from civilization. You're able to stealth your way through, even with Crocus not rolling great, and make your way out finally into a clearing in the woods, a good spot to plant a bean. What do you guys want to do?
Plant the fucking bean.
Let's plant a bean!
All right, so
Bean
you're going to
time.
need one person to plant the bean, one person to water the bean, and then Crocus will want to use her abilities on it to grow it. So Shisa, you plant the bean down into the dirt and kind of cover it up with your hands. You think just for a moment about your mom and the possibilities of what's coming up next. Fergus, you use the trident to sprinkle water on the bean, and Crocus, go ahead and use your ability. Roll me a d20, and let's use your blessing of Moira and see what happens. See what you get along with growing the beanstalk.
Roll. Ooh.
Okay, so with a 9, what does that give you on the table for blessing of Moira? That'll be in your features and traits.
Let me find Blessing of Moira real quick. There she is. Clear. Number 9 is a plump fruit that, when eaten, causes the enlarged spell on the person who ate it. But didn't I get it upgraded?
Yeah, you get to roll twice and pick which one you want.
Right, okay.
So roll again.
So I'm gonna roll again. $20.
Hey, first 20.
A random animal made of vines and leaves.
So it'd be like a pet.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
To help me grow this bean?
Neither one's, doesn't matter. You're going to grow the bean either way. You're going to grow the beanstalk.
Right.
I'm just saying which one of these you want. You're getting a bonus for doing this.
Oh, okay. Let's do number 20 then. I want to do number 20.
All right. Just roll me one more d20. I've got a table of 20 animals here that it could be. So let's see what new pet you get. With a 7, that is a hawk. So, as you place your hand on the bean dirt above the bean, it begins to grow and rumble. The whole ground begins to shake beneath you all as a small little green sprout comes up from the dirt, and then it starts shooting upwards. It knocks you all backwards onto your butts as the beanstalk shoots towards the sky in a almost vicious, violent way. Little leaves start coming off that grow into larger leaves like footsteps, and it's like it makes a spiral staircase that goes all the way up the beanstalk so that you can make your way up. And then after that is all said and done, and things kind of settle down. I mean, it broke trees apart. It planted these big roots in the ground that are like all over the place. You've completely terraformed the land here, basically, because of this beanstalk, and you've probably drawn a lot of attention from people all around. But as that finishes up, you hear a noise come from above as oops, sorry. Am I cutting out?
No?
Nope, just cutting out my sound so you guys can hear. So as long as you guys can hear me, it's fine. A hawk made of vines and leaves swoops down and lands on your shoulder, Crocus, and it kind of tilts its head and makes a squawking noise. And it's writhing. The vines kind of writhe around like it's a living, breathing creature made of plants. And this creature can be used like a regular hawk. So you can give it commands. It's a pet, basically. So it can die, of course, but it is a creature that is totally under your control in whatever way you want it to be. So it is not going to be great in combat. Like, it's not going to be a great thing for that, but it's good for scouting. You can communicate with it with Speak with Plants. So if you use Speak with Plants, you can communicate with it and all those kinds of things. So with that said, you now have a beanstalk to ascend. That's where we're going to end it for today. We'll have you guys head up into the City of Giants next time. So that'll be a big change of pace for this campaign.